Arsenal fans, a quick question. Do you take the FA Cup seriously? How badly do you want this trophy? Me, I want all bits of silverware. Of course, the Prem and the champs, but the FA Cup is our trophy. Between us and Man United, out of all the teams, we've won it the most times. We've got 14, they've got 13. And can I ask you another question? Since Mikel Arteta won this FA Cup, people that were about to participate in against Portsmouth, do you think we've actually given a good account of ourselves? It does feel like a missed opportunity. I mean, as you see in front of me, Arsenal's FA Cup run since winning in 2020. In 2021, we got to the fourth round where we lost to Southampton. The next year, we lost to Nottingham Forest. Then after that, we lost to Manchester City. Then after that, we lost to Liverpool. Then after that, we lost to Manchester United on penalties. And now we've got Portsmouth, people. So we have the third and fourth round. We've been exiting this trophy prematurely. And this will, it's been 6 years now, more or less, give or take, since we actually won it. Bit of a drought there, which we could do better, people. At least we won't be wearing the white kit. Obviously, great initiative behind that, but you get where I'm going, people. There's a bit of a hoodoo. Now, another question. If Kai Havertz is ready, do you play him ahead of Gyökeres? And if so, are you not fearful of Kai Havertz getting an extended run? If you believe Kai Havertz is the best player or the worst player for the job, would it be fair to say that we need to give him some time to get up to speed? And he might, like Gabriel Jesus, be needed to be eased into things because he's had two big injuries in 2025. We haven't seen him on the pitch really and truly since August where we played Man United. Think about how much football and talking points and highs and lows we've had from August up until January of 2026. I hope he gets minutes against Portsmouth. My starting 11 would obviously have Kepa, Kepa, Benjamin White, Miles Lewis-Skelly, who's probably in line for a run of games. I would like Marley Salmon to be played, but I do think you have to probably go with the two centre-halves that we've got and then take one off. Norgard, Marino, for me, Wanyeri in the 10, Eze on the left-hand side, Madueke on the right-hand side. And I would go up with, give or take, Gabriel Jesus or Kai Havertz through the middle. You could even play Gabriel Jesus off the left, Kai through the middle, Eze in the 10. I would badly love for Wanyeri to get some minutes. Now, Mikel Arteta, I believe, is giving a short press conference, folks, and I wonder what exactly is said. Arteta on whether Kai Havertz will play against Portsmouth. Mikel Arteta has issued an update on Kai Havertz and Ricardo Calafiori ahead of the trip to Portsmouth in the FA Cup third round. I just want to say again, we're not going to be playing at the Emirates in a minute. We've got a lot of travelling to do. We've got to play Portsmouth, then we've got Nottingham Forest. Well, better yet, we've got Portsmouth, back to London for Chelsea on Wednesday, trekking up to Nottingham to play Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. Then I believe we've actually got Inter Milan in the Champions League. And then I believe on the 25th of January, we've obviously got Manchester United at the Emirates before going back on the road and travelling up north. Shout out to Chapel Town, because we will be going to Leeds, where we've got Leeds away at Ellen Road, which is a nasty ground to go to, people. Bit of a sour note to end kind of temporary participations for our football club at the Emirates. Kai is yet to feature in any match since the opening day of the season, appearing on the bench in our 4-1 win over Aston Villa last month, with Ricardo missing out since picking up an injury in the warm-up against Brighton. Now I'm nervous because Calafiori's been one of our best players. Hincapie's picked up a knock. Miles Lewis-Skelly's looked out of rhythm. I back him all the way, but my thing is we're very close to having to see a left field choice at left back. Timber might have to go to left back and obviously bring Benjamin White in because there's a lot of games. Bodies are dropping like flies. Side note, do you think we're going to act in the market as well? But apparently, Mikel is optimistic that our German attacker could be involved in the trip to the South Coast. If everything goes well, I think he's going to be in the squad again in the next few days. He trains well, he's increased his load, he's coping with that really well, and he'll be ready when we can have him. However, our game at Fratton Park won't feature our Italian defender, with Mikel Arteta adding, I don't think so. I think that game is going to be too early for him. There has been rumours in relation to Calafiori that you can't expect to see him until mid-January, late January. It's annoying, man. It's been 6 years since we last took on Portsmouth, beating the Championship side in the 5th round of the competition, thanks to goals from Socrates and Eddie Nketiah. That result helped us on our way to our 14th FA Cup trophy, and reflecting back on success, Mikel is keen to add more titles to the cabinet. You think, Arteta? I think all us fans are. We want that one for sure. That's what we're chasing. That's the purpose of the team. At the end, I think we have to get judged, and we'll get judged for what we do today. Last week is not important. We'll get judged for what we're able to do at the end of the season. One thing is the trophies for our football club and the many other things that you have to do in a football club, especially in the situation we're in. Facts. I'm really happy where I am with the people I work with, and hopefully they know that we give our very best to try to win as much as possible. If we do make rotations, which we have to, some positions are we can, I don't think we can rotate. Our hands are kind of tied because of the injuries. Some of our first team players might have to play and then rest them. And one does wonder, cast your mind to Wednesday. It's a quick turnaround for the semi-finals against Chelsea. What exactly we're going to do. I do want to be rested. I do want to make rests and whatnot. But one does wonder, Portsmouth, I was about to call them Pompey. Portsmouth are fighting for their lives. Their priority is to stay in the championship, right? Are they going to rotate and put their attentions elsewhere? Or are they going to say, F it, let's have a goal. We've got nothing to lose. We beat Arsenal. There's headlines. They don't beat Arsenal. There's no headlines. You get where I'm going with that. The worst news is obviously Calafiori. No real update on Calafiori, on Hincapie, on Mosquera, and the list goes on. I'm probably missing out certain players. And, we are in that period, have been in that period, where it's players coming back from injury and having to manage their minutes, whether players have played more minutes owing to circumstances. But you are quite nervous around anything connecting Arsenal with players potentially being injured. We lost Hincapie in our last game, and it does feel like there's a bit of a one-in, one-out policy. Side note, Miguel Delaney has said many at Arsenal felt they were better than Liverpool last season, and it was only circumstances such as injuries and luck that stopped them proving that. That could be right, that could be wrong. What's your thoughts? Winners win and losers explain. At the end of the day, if I was connected to Liverpool or the shoe was on the other foot, I'd say that's great. 2024, 2025, Liverpool champions. Arsenal have done a lot of explaining in the last 3 years. In the fourth year, hopefully in May 2026, there's a parade, which is only going to come if at a minimum win the FA Cup or the Premier League or the Champions League. I don't quite think we'll do that for the League Cup, but a trophy is a trophy. Now, in the last 24 hours, Bukayo Saka has apparently signed a new deal. Bukayo Saka gives Arsenal boost after signing a new contract. What do you lot make of this? Because for me, I'm happy with it. Don't care what he gets paid. There's expectations on him to get double figures and carry this team in his own way like others. But some of you are saying, oh, you know what? If he's on 300 grand and he's the franchise player and the poster boy, we need a lot more from the 24-year-old. Is his head turned? Let me know your thoughts. But I'll run over this for you lot. Bukayo Saka has agreed a new long-term contract with Arsenal, committing himself to the Emirates until 2031. The 24-year-old England international's deal has been up for renewal at the end of next season, but he has now signed a 5-year deal. Shout out to Andrea Berta, because whatever happens now, that's Miles Lewis-Skelly, that's Nwaneri, technically Max Dowman, Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, and now Bukayo Saka. And you could say, because they did get upgraded deals, Trossard and Raya. So we're moving competent. And on top of what he did in terms of incomings, big up yourself, Andrea Berta, because at the time, he was only a matter of months into the job. So between you and that Napoli guy we're getting, keep up the good work, people. We all know he cemented his place as one of Europe's most feared attackers in Europe. We all know he's going to play a leading role for England in the World Cup. Saka always looked likely to agree a new deal at Arsenal. Although it is not anticipated that a formal announcement is on the immediate horizon, he now looks set to join key defensive duo William Saliba and Gabriel in committing his future to the Emirates this season. Ethan Nwaneri, Miles Lewis-Skelly, who like Saka came out the academy, agreed deals. We all know we spent 250 million on 8 players in the summer. So yeah, man, big up Bukayo Saka, music to my ears. And the good times might be coming as well, people. Declan Rice's contract at Arsenal expires in 2028, but there's an option to extend the deal by an additional deal until 2029. So you'd imagine at some point, because of what he's doing on the field, because of obviously what we see, contract extension talks are set for Declan Rice as well. And that doesn't stop there. Arsenal plan to hold contract talks with Martin Ødegaard, Kai Havertz, David Raya, and Mikel Merino, who are all out of contract until 2028. Now, that could be competencies, that could be protecting resale value. What do you make of that? Because I know some of you are going to look at Ødegaard and say, what are you giving him that for? And if you aren't doing that with Ødegaard, you're seeing Kai Havertz and Mikel Merino saying, why are you extending their deals? I want to know your opinions. Like, comment, subscribe. Max Dowman's scholarship terms at Arsenal will officially start next season after turning 16 last month. The youngster can now also start talks over his first professional deal, which would begin when he turns 17 next December, which can only be a minimum of 3 years, people. You'd imagine Berta and everyone's getting on that. Obviously, when he turns 17, you can only sign a maximum of 3 years. Hopefully, by the time he turns 18, he commits his long-term future, a 4 or 5 year deal. And obviously within that time, there's obviously improvements to be made, provided you keep doing what you're doing. Now, obviously, Arsenal have been linked with Max Guehi, as you guys know, people. Fabrizio Romano has said Guehi's taking his time with his family, his agent, considering all opportunities, because Arsenal have been calling over potential during the summer. Mikel Arteta is a big fan of the player. This is why Arsenal are interested. I'm all for it. Some of you will say we don't need any more defenders. Let me know your thoughts. Apparently, Manchester City are in a battle to convince Guehi to join them now rather than picking his preferred club as a free agent in the summer. With team talks, Dean Jones explaining what needs they must satisfy to land him. Semenyo had a dream exit from Bournemouth. He's had a dream start to life at City as well by getting a goal and an assist. Specifics, what has been said here. Mark Guehi would make a lot of money by moving as a free agent at the end of the season. Obviously, that's not the be-all and end-all for him. It's about making sure he ends up at the best club he could possibly end up. And the chance of doing that, obviously, better when you're a free agent. So when you start to get Bayern Munich and Barcelona and Real Madrid coming to the table, for now, he's got the possibility of joining City because of injuries that they suffered recently. There's a chance he can go there. Now, Man City obviously were very smart around Semenyo. They managed to get him in a deal that's slightly outside of the release clause by allowing him to stay at Bournemouth for an extra game. So they've been able to repackage the deal that suited them in a better way. With Guehi, for what I understand, they might have to get smart here and help him make up the money that he would get as a free agent. Because joining City, no bad thing, even in comparison to Real Madrid and Barcelona. You join City this season, you could try and win the league. You could go to the World Cup as a Premier League winner rather than just as a Crystal Palace player whose future is up in air. Bit horrible to say because he's created history at Crystal Palace and they've been a great club in, what's the word? Like, simply put, announcing himself as a footballer, really. So City can fight. I mean, Des hasn't said anything. Obviously, City, other teams are probably convincing him to wait to the end of the season and we'll talk to you. There's pros and cons to sign for all. Me, I would pull the trigger if we could. Yan Diomande has revealed his dream destination is to Liverpool. I mean, owing to his dad being a fan. As you know, Arsenal, Chelsea, United, Liverpool, PSG and Bayern Munich have all been interested. Got 100 million asking price on him in January. Don't think that's going to happen for him. And he could be on the move again because he moved from America to Spain to Germany. And if he moves after being there for a season or so to England, it is what it is. He said, I want to play at Anfield. I want to play for Liverpool. I'm a big Liverpool fan. My father's dream is to see me play for Liverpool. Pick up yourself if that's what you want to do. And there's a lot of people that are being linked with moves away, people. You know, we're being linked with Bacola, for example. Apparently, Arsenal are facing up to the possibility of having to sell Martinelli at the end of the season, with very reliable sources reporting that the Brazilian international is considering his future. What do you lot make of that? Would you sell him? Martinelli's reps are already putting plans in place for the 24-year-old to depart the club, according to a report from Hincapie. I mean, David Ornstein co-signed him, but is he a fake news don? I'm not sure. Obviously, he's been playing a diminished role, and he's in the headlines for obvious reasons with what happened with Bradley. Get well soon. Arsenal, though, are thought to be in the market for another wide attacker. Semenyo was considered a possibility. Obviously, that can't happen. Rodrigo still gets linked with our club. So there doesn't seem like there's anything new here. I mean, Martinelli, Trossard, regardless of his current form, Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, they're the ones that their future is always going to be subject to speculation. And owing to a lack of game time, probably Wanyeri and Miles Lewis-Skelly. So probably an element of lazy journalism, if I'm honest. What's happening here? Man United want Palmer. That would be a move. Ancelotti used to dream of the United job. Xabi Alonso's been eyed for City. I'll be surprised if they don't get Luis Enrique, people, if I'm brutally honest with you. So we'll have to see how this develops. We did cover this yesterday, people, but we'll see what's going on there. Arsenal have inquired about buying Borussia Dortmund, apologies, youngster Romeo Ritter, among ongoing uncertainty surrounding his future, according to the German media. Arsenal making calls to sign next Gabriel Magalhaes. That's a way to get clicks, but who said he's like that? Apparently, he has dreams of becoming a regular there. The 17-year-old's yet to feature for them. Apparently, AC Milan as well as Arsenal are looking at him. He can play left back as well as being a left-footed centre-half. So that does add fuel to speculation on top of resale value and obviously our aggressive recruitment drive as well, people. Anything could happen really and truly in that regard. What else have we got? I mean, no one ain't trying to read nothing about Gyökeres at this moment. Arteta's purpose is to win trophies with Arsenal. David Ornstein shares update on Arsenal's links to Elliot Anderson. He's gonna cost an arm and a leg. Good player for what it's worth. All the top clubs like him, and most of them will be in the mix before revealing why Arsenal will not get involved when the race ramps up in the summer. Maybe with the exception of Arsenal, they're the ones who have a full midfield. I disagree with that. Do you think we've got a full midfield? I don't know. Apparently, Man United are plotting to hijack our move for talented Blackburn star Ødegaard Tyjon, people. We'll have to see. I mean, he's made clear I'm not signing professional terms with Blackburn. He's someone we tried to get in the summer. We're still linked. Doesn't surprise me. There's probably other clubs that are linked. According to The Sun, United have now entered the race for him, with Arsenal having reportedly been tracking him for a while and seen a number of offers for the players rejected. He's said to have rejected the chance to sign his first pro deal at Blackburn, and we'll see his scholarship terms signed in the summer of 2024 expire at the end of the season. So, boy, it's looking like he don't want to stay and he wants to cut people. So I wonder what that means. Apparently, Arsenal been linked with Barcelona's Dani Rodriguez. Decent player. I don't really buy the rumors in the Spanish media. if I'm completely honest with you. And I've never heard of this publication in my life. The 20-year-old's contracted until 2027, making him a potential target for now. Arsenal's request the signing of the Barca B star, and Hansi Flick gives the green light. I mean, if he progresses to the first team, great. If not, boy, it is what it is. We make some profit. Apparently, he's willing to let being Danny Rodriguez, Hansi Flick, allow him to depart. It's easy to link us with young players. I mean, we've already gone over this 57 million Rodrigo bid. Can't see that happening. Arsenal have apparently inquired apologies about Bacola, and we're still linked with Livramento.
He always just like, I think